Happy Saturday, y'all. We got so much to talk about, but first we're gonna go ahead and get lit. Now, this is gonna be a very rough start to such a very interesting conversation and topic. Now, I wanna go ahead and say I wanna give a shout out to DJ Shell's wife. She is on her way to the hospital right now. And we already claiming healing on her life and on her situation. So she will be okay. If anybody is suffering from any kind of sickness right now, I'm claiming healing. God is the final doctor, the final say so. Speaking of which, man, we're going to be talking about Lotto tickets today. Of course, y'all see my big old giant bag of Lotto tickets. I've had so many people hit my inbox up. If you are subscribed to my page or whatever, you see enough food and Lotto tickets being won. So we're going to go into that, the religion of it. Then we're going to talk about religion itself. Y'all don't see Yoda, but Yoda is over here, you know. Like I said, I had an interview today, but take care of your spouse. Your significant other comes first, please. You know what I mean? But God comes first. God comes first. God comes first. Acknowledgement. The holiday season is coming up. Let me go ahead and turn this down. Because I know people, literally, homeboys and all, and it's not for me to explain a situation I can't even explain. Listen, when it comes to the Lotto tickets, it's some good smoke. When it comes to the Lotto tickets, it's really, people say it's about numbers. You got to pick the right numbers. You got to know it's either the beginning of the ticket or the end of the ticket. I've bought tickets. Listen, I don't know. I remember when I bought $15, $20 tickets and didn't hit for shit. And what I mean, like, not nothing. For me, about Lotto tickets, it's about knowing that you're going to win. This is going to sound crazy. But the way that you're going to win is knowing that you're going to win. Of course, it's good. It's your gut and God. But for me, it has never been numbers. Okay, now, if anybody judging this podcast by looking at just this one, I don't have just this one. I have many. But people who know me in person and all know that I win more than I lose. I do. And it has been a trait that has been passed down to me from my fiance, because she used to play these when she was alive. And when I say she was the luckiest person I've ever laid eyes on and been around to know, yes. She used to always tell me, she's like, anything that you do, you got to do with complete confidence. If you know you're going to lose or you feel like you're going to lose, guess what the fuck you going to do? You're going to do exactly what your confidence told you. I don't turn this into a religion, but I do it more than not what I supposed to. I have a $20 limit per day. I play 10 in the morning with my coffee, then 10 before I go to sleep. If I win anything between that, then I'm battling. You know what I mean? Now what I'm saying is, you gamble with your loose change. You don't go take your bill money and assume that you're gonna win. It never happens like that. I mean, it does. You know what I mean? With a bunch of prayer and supplication. But that's how my method of lottery ticket hitting has been. I can't really say, you know what I mean? People ask me all the time, what you do, what you do. Oh, you got this because of this. I ain't, listen, boy, if I had won a big giant lottery pot, I would say fuck this podcasting and all, you know what I mean? But this is something I love doing. So I really honestly can't say that. I'll be podcasting on a boat or something, you know what I mean? But if I knew the top secret formula behind this shit, dude, I'd have been on gave it out, you know what I mean? And if I knew, I'm pretty sure they would have came down on me already if you think about it, you know? Gamble responsibly. Alright, going back to the situation about religion. Everybody kind of figure anyway that I'm a weirdo. Yes, I am weird. I'm one of them kind of outspoken gospels, I guess. I'm more of the type that'll say what my heart is led to say, you know what I mean? And going outside of what the Bible has to say. Don't get me wrong, I've been in prison, I've read the Bible more than a lot of y'all have. I'm not just saying that just to boast or nothing, but whenever you ain't got nothing to do but read, then that's what you do, you know. I used to try to, I still am a seek. I love to seek myself more and more as much as I do God, if that makes sense. It's like where my roots come from and what is God, you know. One thing I can say is the most comfortable thing that I've ever did in my life was allow God to experience who I truly was. How can I say this? There's so many ways to get to God. Through Christ, through Buddha, through whatever. And it could take the devil to get you to realize who God is. It happens every day. For me, I'm more of that type that holler at the judge and tell my lawyer to shut the fuck up. Now you gotta hear what I got to say. You get what I'm saying? Versus somebody being an advocate for me. You know what I mean? I don't come down on anybody who looks for a savior or anything like that. But faith without works is dead. And some people are just led to believe that there's going to be a miracle or something that's going to come out the sky and save humanity. And we just not, I'm not saying, and I'm not coming down on anybody who is just religious. But if your spirit is leading you to dig deeper as far as you and God, I'm talking about your mail being directly sent to him. It's not for me to tell you how to do that. That's how I personally feel. People can give their testimonies about how God affected them. You know what I mean? But they really don't. There's people who's giving their testimonies every single day. You get what I'm saying? And it's supposed to be a thing that touches people, but still don't. If that makes sense, you know? It takes for me to realize with everything that I heard through rap music and everything, like the things that we used to just criticize when rappers say, like that Jay-Z line, it ain't, life starts when the church ends. Like, okay, if you got church within yourself, then, you know what I mean, you are always walking with God. You get what I'm saying? Don't turn, that's all I'm saying, just allow yourself to have a relationship. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's so listen, if anybody got any kind of comment or whatever about this topic, please hit my inbox or hit these comments up, like, because I don't want nobody to assume that I'm talking down on anybody that is with a religious walk, if that makes sense. my biggest thing is I want people to just come to God, no matter how they feel, like, or how people feel about them. That's it, you know. I'm not I'm not the type. I'm not a homophobe. I don't judge nobody. I've been through so many rough places in my life to understand what unconditional love is, if that makes sense. If you know God is unconditional love, then that's the formula. That's all. That's how I feel about it. You know what I mean? And if you are, as a human, trying to become better spiritually, physically, and all, not only for yourself but for your surroundings, I feel like you are being the angel that God is crafting you to be. People can say, "Oh, you don't supposed to smoke weed," or you don't supposed to be enticed by things that will alter you to another god or dark source, if that makes sense. That's how I feel about it. It's been for me to talk about these things for so long because people been like, well, you've been dipping and dabbing in the arts of Scientology or Freemasonry, Buddhism. If y'all seen my table right now in my living room, it has so many religious figures because I understand that every last one of them had a heart after God. Who am I to say that any of those are wrong who love God? There might be a guy who might be selling fucking bananas on the corner or something, and it was something about a banana that turned him to God. You get what I'm saying? It's not that he trying to worship the banana or nothing like that. You get what I'm saying? It's just that's what it was for him. People don't know anybody's path. We all got different fingerprints. We all got different positions. Everybody can't be a part of the same position, and that's what we really got to understand. We take heed to understand these things, but I'm not gonna, like I said, if anybody has any comments or anything to say about this conversation, please feel free. Again, I'm not the type that's gonna cross any. I don't like arguing. The only thing I would like, I will look you square in your face and be like, as long as you are wanting to be better as a human and as a spirit, I'm with that. You know what I mean? It's not about who has the most knowledge about what happened 14 billion years ago or whatever. I understand that God wants us to live and enjoy life now. Now, to every extent. I ain't trying to be rash at the mouth or nothing like that, but this is what I've been wanting to talk about for a little minute now, especially when I get so many questions about it. Like, what do you do? Because a lot of people see how God is working in my own life, so the best thing I can tell you, wake up in the morning, give whatever you believe. If it's a positive source, I don't care. I don't know your form of God, if that makes sense. You might think he a force, you might think he's a person, you might think whatever, but just continue to think. And don't be judgmental about what others think. Embrace there is a positive source that wants better for us. That's how I feel. To keep it real, that's how I feel. But I thank y'all so much. Again, I hope and pray that Daryl Shell's wife is okay in the hospital. He will be with us to teach y'all the fundamentals, and I guess I'm going to try to get him to do a tutorial about what to do when it comes to MIDI keyboarding and stuff like that, because literally he got me on schedule. Eric Daniels is coming on the show too to talk about financial advice. If y'all need any information about him, he will be here. He works at South College. I'm talking about the guy is a genius when it comes to compound interest or whatever you're trying to figure out. Thank God for him. I know a lot. My credit is damn decent now. But seriously, be who you are, and just be great, and don't let nobody try to determine what you should do for your life, Have a good day, y'all.